Believe it or not, even trademark lawyers can make branding or maybe even trademark mistakes from time to time. And I am here to tell you about a personal experience. Something that happened about 20 years ago, and I don't think I have ever discussed it openly as I am about to today. When I launched my firm in December of 1999, it was originally called Marksman, Marksman, and had a logo. As you can see, I found this archival web screenshot of my very rudimentary website that I had coded myself in HTML at the time. And you can see the logo with crosshairs with the circle around the R in Marksman. I thought this was a clever play on words and a great way to have a relatively short brand and domain name. And that's how I launched. And it never really resonated with myself or with my clients. And I would find myself having to explain it sometimes and just never really caught hold. And it turned out to be a blessing in disguise about a year later when, believe it or not, a trademark lawyer, myself, received a cease and desist letter from someone else. I'm not going to divulge those details, but I weighed my options, which of course could have included fighting it, and I don't believe that it was a true conflict or infringement, but it allowed me to step back and re-examine the Marksman brand at the time. And I realized that I wasn't willing to fight for it. I didn't want to go down that road because the brand name wasn't resonating with me. And so I used that as an opportunity to rebrand. And the firm became known as TM for Small Biz for many, many years, for about a decade. You can see our old, slightly upgraded from the original website screenshot that I was able to find for that, for TM for Small Biz. And that brand did a much better job of resonating and communicating the message that I was pushing at the time to our clients and potential clients, which was that our entire focus was trademarks and small businesses. But over time, we outgrew that brand because while 95% of what we do is trademarks, it's not 100% of what we do. And more significantly, because while the vast majority of our clients are small businesses, we also serve other clients who are larger than small businesses. And so I still use TM for Small Biz from time to time in my branding. I believe I owned the domain name still, and it forwards to one of my websites. But we rebranded to Erik M. Pelton and Associates with a new logo, a new design, a new look. That was, again, about 10 years ago. I don't know the exact date. And since then, we've continued to refresh and hone and tweak the EMP&A brand that we use for short for Erik M. Pelton and Associates. And we added a splash of color to the logo this year on that. And so my message is that a brand can evolve over time. Even trademark lawyers may make mistakes or want to improve and grow and change their brands, as I exactly have done that over the last 22 years. And it's still a work in progress. Like I said, we tweaked the brand a little bit this year. We're always evolving our message, fine-tuning it, communicating on new ways of media, video, podcasts, etc. And so the brand doesn't have to be a static thing. It can change. It can change vastly. It can change incrementally. And I encourage you not to be stuck on where you are with your brand if you feel maybe it is not resonating with what your business represents or who your customers are. So that's my lesson for today is Never be afraid to reassess your brand, to move forward or to move beyond a brand and see where it takes you in the future. At the time when I had to rebrand from T Marksman to TM for Small Biz, it was a very big deal. Of course, I didn't want to admit defeat in some ways or be forced into making the change. I didn't want to deal with the expenses and the website changes and all of those things. But in the end, it was a blessing in disguise. It led to new paths of growth, better, fresher, bolder branding. I hope you've enjoyed that message. If you have any questions about your brand, you know you can always reach me at erikpelton.com. If you like the video, please leave a message or like it or leave a review or share it with a friend, and that is much appreciated.